Oh, it's the Changeling gameplay showcase. Let's watch it. I'll give you some thoughts as well during this, but for the most part, I'll let you watch it. Let's go. So that's the Changeling. You can see by his stuff.
What is the worth of mortal life without a little chaos? My staff has merely been the carrot, and I am the stick. Let the game begin.
Yep.
The Changeling, a trickster, a schemer, and a cult leader.
By the way, I love this guy.
Present, but never seen. He can take on many faces, all but one, the great god Tzeentch himself. Excited to see the deceiving horror in action? You can order or share your thoughts below. In the Realm of Chaos campaign, the Changeling starts his journey of deception and disorder in Nordland.
Okay, so already some info in the Realms of Chaos. He starts in Nordland. This is interesting because it will start near Kastaltin, it will start near Scrag, so there's some interesting developments there. Maybe I'll even try him in the Realms of Chaos campaign instead of initially in the Immortal Empires, but let's continue to watch.
And in the Immortal Empires campaign, he begins his scheming in Stirland.
Okay, so poor Karl Franz and poor Gelt, he starts in Stirland. I do not know yet if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, he can go towards the Vampire Counts, he can go against Vlad, he can go against the Draika, for instance, he can go against Kislev, for all we know, instead of going towards the Empire, but it may be already a very difficult change for the Changeling for already one difficult campaign, which is Karl Franz, one that I'm doing already in the channel, by the way. So still early to know, but it will depend. Let's see if they give some insight on whether he starts attacking. I cannot see any changes to the map here. There doesn't appear to be anything really changing here, just basically the natural overlay of the map. So yeah, that's good. At least that works out well.
The Changeling operates in the shadows and will never overtly hold a settlement, but this does not make him a Horde faction.
Okay, so he's not a Horde faction. That's interesting. That's how I thought he would be, which means he needs to conquer somewhere to start having buildings. So that's always interesting. He always has those hidden settlements. That's cool. I wonder how that works, actually. This is turn 1, by the way, and he already had a mission successful, a scheme executed, a cult established. Well, basically that's about probably all of those. And a hero recruited, a trickster cultist. Okay, that's nice.
As he isn't tied to a region.
Okay, so he can, let me just go slightly back there.
But this does not make him a Horde faction. As he isn't.
So establish symbiotic trickster cult, military trickster cult, or parasitic. So military, of course, they all cost favor, but it's not too much. And yeah, that basically sums it up. You can make sure that you customize what you want for that province. That's cool. That's cool. So if you want it to be a military place, by all means. Of course, military should likely go on the capitals, which also implies that you won't have easily symbiotic or parasitic in capitals. So yeah, I wonder how that works.
Tied to a region, he can roam about the map, recruiting units from anywhere, and is free from all diplomatic penalties from trespassing. His only goals are to scheme and sow chaos, while his cults operate obscured within settlements he has won victory over. After winning a settlement, the Changeling can plant hidden trickster cults to the ends of creating disorder in one form or another. There are two types of building.
Oh, this is nice. Some information here. So in the military, let me use my mouse here. Let's see. We have Zangors. They're rank 2. They're tier 2. So that's cool. It's a nice unit to have a tier 2 actually, together with the Marauders and the pink. That's cool. And then we have the Mutalith beast over there on tier 5. We also have nothing here really, which is saddening. You know, I wish this building would have a little bit more, but still 5 military buildings, which is cool. And then we have the Cockatrice. It's actually tier 3. I thought it would be a tier 4 unit, which is cool. Means that they get 2 of the new units are tier 2 and tier 3, so that should help the early game with other Tzeentch factions, which is nice. Okay, so he also has that discoverability, as you can see there. So yeah, and tons of buildings. This may be yet the typical this here may be the typical building from the Skaven, like in the end it has an effect. So it seems like you have 3 possibilities, which is nice. Let's see if they talk about it.
Symbiotic and parasitic. Symbiotic buildings help the settlement grow, and of course, this helps the Changeling at the same time. The better a settlement does, the better you do. Parasitic buildings, on the other hand, cause damage and destruction, rotting the settlement and region from within. So there are a few choices to make. Do you want your host settlement to thrive, slowly die, or have a balanced give and take? For the most part, symbiotic buildings won't cause any real issues for the host settlement, and they can be blissful in their ignorance.
Okay, so we're seeing that there's cult supplies. This is likely a new resource that I've seen that it is used at least to build new buildings together with gold. So yeah, let's go our favor, which is typically for Warriors of Chaos and Monogods and stuff. It does have prevents construction of some, so you're gonna have to choose that. But these ones, for instance, reduce the discoverability. So as you can see, this province is like tier 2 and discoverability is 0. And this is also at tier 2, tier 1, and discoverability is 0. I wonder if this implies that Skaven buildings for discoverability, you know, if they have been changed. Because if they have, then if they were reworked, then I would love it, because it's one of the mechanics that could use some change with that. So I cannot wait to have my hands on this to see if that is the case, because then I'm gonna play Skaven so much.
Fewer cult supplies compared to their parasitic counterparts, but that's the trade-off for remaining in the shadows. Parasitic buildings are more disruptive, upping corruption and...
Yeah, as you can see here, this definitely, it causes already discoverability, and you can build a tier 5 there, and you can see that the discoverability is really high. So yeah, that seems to be the case. That the parasitic will cause more discoverability, the symbiotic won't. That's interesting to hear.
Control. They also increase the chance of your cults being discovered in a settlement, meaning your cults can be booted out.
Yeah, same idea as the Skaven. That's nice.
The Warhammer world is a game board to the Changeling, and everyone in it are his pieces, all unwilling participants in his plots. This is how the Changeling has ultimate...
Okay, so that's the schemes, that's his unique mechanic. He still has the change of ways, which is interesting. So this appears, he's going to talk about it, but this appears to be just standard missions that he needs to go through in the theaters of war there. And then he has the ultimate scheme idea, but he's going to talk about it a little bit.
Victory by performing the ultimate scheme. But to get there, you need to perform multiple minor and grand schemes. Each theatre of war has its own set of schemes, all with different goals. Once you complete a minimum of 3 schemes in a theatre, you will be able to perform the grand scheme for that area. This unlocks a quest battle that you will need to win. Once you have completed 3 grand schemes, you will be able to unlock the ultimate scheme. Who you fight in this final battle will be determined by which grand scheme you have completed over the course of your campaign.
Okay.
One of the Changeling's greatest tricks is the ability to become...
So yeah, this is the Formless Horror ability. He can become any other lord or hero that he has defeated, really? or that he is allied with. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Or complete certain schemes. So as you can see, there's tons of them. Okay, even Kairos over there. So this allows you to have so much replayability, because imagine the idea of having, you know, I don't know, Manfred with no, actually, just having Imric, for instance, and his abilities on while leading Tzeentch armies, or Grimgor, you know, while leading Tzeentch armies. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm thinking, oh, what would I choose? Felix, you can even choose Felix. Okay, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. Oh, Feast is for regenerating. Oh God. Oh yes, Scarbred.
Once you've chosen which form you wish to take from the lords and heroes you have unlocked, you can transform into them freely in battle, inheriting their strengths and weaknesses. This opens up a huge number of tactical options.
Scarbred leading pink horrors. Yeah, that's what we want, baby.
Keep your opponent guessing. Comment which lord you would take into battle. To order or find out more about the game, check out the links below. Along with the assortment of existing units that the forces of Tzeentch can
what's
access,
happening here?
Shadows of Change brings.
Oh, that's a nice animation. I want to do that to friends now.
Wherever these wandering wizards go, magic and carnage is sure to follow. The Blue Scribes.
Give me back my pen.
Legendary hero. They are quick and have a nasty assortment of spells to send all running. The Cockatrice is a large, single-entity flying monster. All talons, beak, and tail, there is no safe place when this winged monstrosity is around.
And it's tier 3, that seems nice.
Is all there is to be said for this horror. All magic and muscle, the mutilate vortex beast is the last thing many see. The Sangor are rampaging, wielding monsters at heart. With Vanguard deployment, they can cause a lot of damage to the enemy. Aekold Helbrass is your free LC hero, with high armor and a love of killing.
Yep, this is the confirmed. So Tzeentch has 2 legendary heroes actually in this patch, and that'll be Aekold Helbrass and the Blue Scribes. That's interesting. Wonder how this will work in terms of Warriors of Chaos as well, if they will gonna be available or not. We'll see. I guess more information about it later.
You will also gain the Regiment of Renown units, the Sourguts, Shrieking Skyrays,
good,
and Aeson the Fallen. We hope you enjoyed this first look at the Changeling, his mechanics, and some of the new units that are coming to the Shadows of Change DLC. Yuan Bo is next in the spotlight, so don't forget to subscribe so you know when that video drops. And if you wish to pre-order or learn more about the Shadows of Change DLC, all the usual links are in the description below.
Okay, so that is it. It seems really nice. I cannot wait for further information here. So yeah, 3 Regiments of Renown, 3 other units here. All of them, it seems really cool because they are fitting into the Tzeentch. Tzeentch had a difficult early game, so I think having 2 units there, a tier 2 and a tier 3, may really help. And it doesn't seem like you need more buildings, which is excellent. That's something that I always like to see, when they just add the units without having to add an additional building for you, because that means lots of early game decisions that you already kind of took. So if Zangor's already with the infantry, and if the Cockatrice is already with the flyers, if not mistaken, actually the cavalry units, that'll be great. That'll be great. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you're considering pre-ordering, if you want to play it, whatever your opinion is. By all means, let me know below. Bye bye.